Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Earrings Off. We want to invite you to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. You can find us on Facebook at Earrings Off Podcast and on Instagram at The Earrings Off Podcast.
Welcome to Earrings Off. I'm Lou.
And I'm Teresa. Let's get started.
Well, Teresa, with so many Americans getting the vaccine, hopefully we will be coming closer to, herd immunity or coming out of this pandemic, or at least being able to interact a bit more. Of course, observing the 6 feet distance and the masks and the protocols, but still, hopefully, we will be able to get out and about a bit more. I think there was a concert. I saw it on the paper on Browns Island, and they said a lot of people were out. So things are, and I noticed where the local baseball team, the Richmond Squirrels, I think they had their game. So things are starting to open up just a little bit. So, but
yeah,
Well, and I tell you, I got a chance to see two friends in person yesterday at two different, times, but that I hadn't seen in person really since this pandemic started. And, you and I did an episode where we said, when we talked about the pandemic, we talked about, of course, we were concerned for ourselves, us, being healthy and surviving through it, but also concerned about our families, our friends. You couldn't see them to see how folks were faring. And I was pleasantly surprised when I saw my two friends because they looked good. And, that did something for me to see that they were doing okay, through this whole, whole season, if you will, of all of our lives. So took a little bit of the worry off to know, okay, those two are fine, But I have to tell you.
I do.
But I have to tell you, Teresa, I don't want to say a scare. I had a little bit of a wake-up call this week. And
What happened?
I'm still thinking about it, Teresa, because it shook me a little bit. Now, Teresa, I work out a lot. I do have the challenge with my nutrition, but one thing I actually enjoy is something most people don't. I love to work out. I love to go to the gym.
Right.
I love all kinds of activity that forces me to move my body and push myself a bit. You know that, Teresa. Mm-hmm. And so
I do.
I've always felt like, okay, for my age and stuff, I'm okay, But Teresa, Nasheed and I, we flew to Pennsylvania this week. And when we were coming back, our plane was delayed. Leaving, we lost about 30 minutes. And when we got on the tarmac, for our connecting flight at the airport, there was such a backlog of planes that we sat on the plane for almost another probably 20-25 minutes. So we lost almost an hour, and the connecting flight time was tight. So we felt like we were missing, our connection, right? And it was in the evening. Very concerned if we missed the connection, we wouldn't be able to get home that night. So when we were getting off the plane, now she tells me, of course, we're both, Lou, we have to get to this next gate. And so we got to be ready to move. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So we're standing up on the plane. When I tell you, Teresa, when we get off that plane, she was gone.
Yeah.
He was like, it was ridiculous. I was was trying to keep up, and I was just huffing like I had the mask on, but honestly, I was afraid I was going to have a heart attack. He was gone. I think he would have made that connection if it weren't for the fact that he kept looking back to make sure I was okay, and I was trying my best to keep up, and I was like, you know what, little girl, you go to the gym, but apparently you are playing with that cardio because you go to the gym
Oh
as
my
much
goodness.
as him. And what the heck are you doing that you react to running like this? I was so annoyed with myself. I'm like, what?
Oh, Lou.
Teresa, I'm serious. You
Yeah.
had to be there. I
Yeah.
was doing
Yeah.
everything to keep up with this man, and he was gone. I was like, what the heck? I got to check my cardio, because I'm watching my heart rate on the thing and thinking I'm doing something. So we got back Wednesday. I'm telling you, I went to the gym Thursday. I went Friday, and I was jogging. I cannot have that. I was like, you know what? Whatever you've been doing, that's not working. So stop playing and watching HGTV while you're sitting here on the treadmill thinking you're doing it. And while you're on the elliptical, stop it. Do something already. So really Thursday and Friday, I just said, you know what? Nope. You're playing with this thing. That is not okay. And really, it was a wake-up call to me. I was so bummed. I'm still bothered by that.
Yeah, Lou, I don't think you should be. Because it was, I mean, for anyone, even a runner, I mean, to open out in a full-on sprint in a crowded airport with bags, that's hard.
Teresa, okay, thank you, friend. You're such a friend. Okay, Teresa, he's 10 years older than I am, and he was gone. And it didn't bother him. And and he was carrying some of my freaking stuff. Okay. It was ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay. So I'm going to stop playing like I'm doing something when I go to the little frou-frou gym and I'm not really doing anything. Because that's what it told me. And I don't like it.
Let me ask you something. How were you monitoring your heart rate?
What, at the gym?
How are you monitoring it?
With my Fitbit, and I, use their things, the handles, to make sure that I'm, doing something. But I'm telling you, I don't know. I got to ask my doctor about this, because I don't know if because I take a high blood pressure medication, if that does something to intentionally keep my heart rate lower. I don't know. I got to ask about that. But I can tell you, Thursday and Friday, I got it up where I should be, because I intentionally pushed myself. Even when I got tired, I said, no, you're doing this because you cannot, because Teresa, God forbid, anything can happen in your life where you need to be able to respond, to run or to walk fast.
Quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
I think this conversation or this subject calls for us to look out for an expert, because what I'm thinking about is the fact that, you have to be careful with that, because, if you look at the machines in the gym, it has a range for where your peak heart rate should be and how long you should keep it there. To exercise your heart. So for your age, things you have to take into consideration: your age, your weight, how long you're working out, and how long are you going to be in that. Teresa,
don't say that. Don't say that so softly. Your weight, that's part of it. Okay, go on, friend.
No, Lou, no. And so that is something. Even for me, I would like to know that, because I haven't gone back to the gym. Yeah. And the only exercise cardio that I get is, I shouldn't say only, because there are several things that I do. I hula hoop, but I walk mainly. Yeah. Is when I really get my heart rate up, and I kind of walk a pace that puts my heart beating really fast. I don't know if it's enough,
But
and so it
see,
would be good to talk to someone
yeah.
to find out
Well,
where should we be and what
exactly.
should
Yeah.
we be doing.
And you're right. That's the critical piece of information because, Teresa, you know this better than I do. There's so much information coming out there. Every other day they found do something.
Oh yeah.
Don't do this. Eat this. Don't eat that. It is so hard to know what we should be doing to maintain and improve our health. It's so much information. But one thing I'm gonna tell you, I thought about it because when we got in this pandemic and I wasn't able to go to the gym and to yoga, I started walking and doing the 10,000 steps. Now, what I think happened to me, honestly, I think I was concentrating on those 10,000 steps, but being lazy with those steps. I don't think I was walking fast enough. I really don't. I think my pace was the problem because, I get outside and if I'm by myself, it's like I remember to up my pace, but then I'll slack off. And because I noticed, I think I think that was part of it. I was concentrating on getting the 10,000, but I think my pace was too slow. I gotta look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Because
Well,
usually when
I don't know that your pace was too slow, and I'll tell you why. It takes a long time to get 10,000 steps. You couldn't have been walking too slow because it would have taken you all day to do them. You know what I'm saying? So you had to have a little pep in your step. Oh yeah. Because I do it, right? So you got to have, unless you're spending, it would take.
Now I do 10,000
Yeah, I do.
in an hour and about 20.
I think that's a very good pace. So you're doing, and so you end up with what, about 4, almost 5 miles when you do that. And so your pace would then be just a little bit over. Your pace would be 20 minute mile. I think you do need to speed up a little
I
bit.
see. I was about to say, you're trying to be kind, Teresa. I found, but your pace should be about 15 minutes. So I'm out there playing. Oh my Lord, and I've hurt myself. Because I couldn't keep up in the airport. Teresa, I was sweating profusely. It was a hot mess. And I was going like this.
No, you weren't sweating, Fred. Were you sweating?
No, I wasn't sweating. Lord. I wasn't sweating. I'm lying about that part. I wasn't sweating. Okay. But I was breathing hard. At first, I was embarrassed. And I was trying not to breathe hard, but it was like, okay, no, there's no mistaking. Yeah, so Teresa, that is too slow. My pace is about 20 minutes a mile. Oh my Lord. Oh, that's so bad.
that is a casual. So that is a casual walk.
Well, no wonder I enjoy it. So I love walking. That's my new thing. I guess because I can be slack out there. That's not going to work.
Leisurely, yeah.
Because honestly, Teresa, I'm laughing, but I noticed. I'm telling you, that was not good, and that's the only thing I did differently was I started walking.
Yeah,
I'm not doing that. That's not working for me.
So let me tell you the thing you mentioned earlier about there being so much information about what we need to do to be healthy.
Yeah.
What we should eat, what we shouldn't eat, and all of that. Let's talk about that a little bit. I still am of the belief that we are all too different to fit into one box or one category or style of eating and even exercise.
Right. Well,
because if you have a condition, like I happen to know this one young lady who she's trying so hard to walk, but her knees, she's heavy and her knees are killing her. And I contend that that's not good. Your knees are responding to the weight. You're going to have to figure out something to do, but walking isn't it.
Oh, so
because
Teresa,
it shouldn't be painful.
I thought they tell you to start out just walking anyway, no matter what size you are. No?
Well, I happen to, I'm saying it's individual.
Okay.
For
Okay.
this young lady,
It's too much.
there's too much weight, and the pain in her knees is too great, and she's doing herself an injustice.
Okay.
Even her
Okay.
doctor has told
Right.
her.
Right.
So she'd be better suited for the pool.
Yeah.
She'd be better suited getting in the pool, that it would be less weight on her joints. That's what I'm saying. You got to
Okay.
figure
Yeah.
out what's going to be the best thing
Yeah.
for you. I'm not telling her not to move her body.
Right.
Absolutely, she needs to move her body, but she could ride a recumbent bike,
Yeah.
and she could do she could get in the pool and do water aerobics, or even walk in the pool. She will feel no pain in her knees, and she will get just as much exertion or more because of the water resistance in that pool than she would walking those 2 miles that she painfully forces herself. Because what happens is she goes out and she does these 2 miles, then she's done. She can't move anymore the rest of the day because of the pain. That's not good.
And that's hard. That's hard. But Teresa, you know what? Remember when we used to do water aerobics? I think I'm going to look into that. Going back to a class.
I love water aerobics.
Yeah.
Oh, I love water aerobics. It's my absolute favorite thing to do. And in fact, I have information on my computer that's good. I'm going to teach water aerobics in my retirement.
Go ahead,
That's one of the
Teresa.
things I'm
Sign
gonna do
me
in
up. That's a good class.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love water aerobics. Yes.
Yeah.
I love water aerobics.
I think I'm gonna look into that. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what classes. See, my membership is with a Y. I don't even know if they're doing the group water aerobics classes right now because of the pandemic. I haven't looked into it, but I'm not ready even to go back into the gym. The one thing I am considering, and I haven't talked to you about this, is yoga. I don't know how much longer I can do without it.
Well,
hot yoga, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
It's interesting you say that because, I've been back to the gym. I mean, it's something I feel like I have to do. And I've already decided I'm going back to yoga. I may go as early as this coming weekend because I'm going to look at the schedule and I'm going back. But Teresa, I must be concerned about going because I actually had a dream the other night about going back to hot yoga. And in the dream, in my class, I couldn't do anything and it was hot. I mean, Teresa, I was struggling in my dream and I was like, oh, good. Because it took us so long to get acclimated to that heat. It wasn't so much the poses it's that heat. And now it's been a year and I just think how long it took us to get to the point where we could do 90 minutes in that heat. And now you got to go back in there.
Lou, remember though, the heat doesn't bother me.
It bothers
it's the poses
me.
for me. You got the poses down.
The heat bothers
what
me.
I was thinking you were gonna say is, how good you had gotten with the poses. Like you could do all of them.
Folks, don't listen to Teresa. I'm not that great at yoga. Okay, I'm really
true.
not. No, but Teresa, the heat. See, the heat doesn't bother you, but Teresa, I'm telling you,
no,
it's like
the heat doesn't bother me.
Teresa, for me, it's like stepping into an oven, and it's okay if I was going to be in the oven for 15 minutes or even 30 minutes. You're talking about an hour and a half, and I'm not lying. Folks, for me, that was the hard piece. But then you wonder if we're saying it's difficult, why do it? But Teresa and I can both attest the benefits. I am telling you, Teresa, I don't know about you. My shoulders are hurting. I think it's because I haven't been in yoga. I haven't, and I don't feel, even when I walk now, I feel something that I wasn't feeling before when I was able to stretch properly. And I know my body is reacting to it. Even doing I think about when we did that episode on meditation, that's really the form of meditation I was doing is yoga. So I'm missing the deep breathing, the relaxation, and that's so good for your lungs. I'm missing all of that. So I got to go back in. I'm going back in. I'll
I
be back in sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. The benefits are boundless. There's so many benefits to yoga. There's
Mhm.
so many good benefits to yoga. The drawback for some, like you said, is the heat. And because we're talking about hot yoga people, not regular yoga
It's
where the
hot,
room, but
folks.
hot
It's
yoga, the room
hot.
is heated.
It's
And
hot.
the purpose is for you to sweat. You sweat and you lose a lot of toxins.
Oh, it's
But for
hot.
me, I don't want to even consider doing yoga any other way
I
because I
know.
love
Yeah.
that heat so much. And
Yeah.
now I just want to go back, Lou. You know the names of the poses. You really did get good at that. But
Yeah,
there
right.
are poses that I still can't even attempt to do that
Yeah.
you were like
Yeah.
the one post that I'd love to see is the you start out on your knees. And how do you start? I think you start out on your knees, but ultimately you're building a bridge with your back and you're going
Mhm.
backwards, but
Mhm.
your
Mhm.
knees are folded.
Yeah.
What is that
Yeah.
called?
I'm
It's
trying to
it's like
remember.
you're wrapping yourself up in
I
a
know what you're saying. I see it
and
in my mind. See, I haven't been to yoga in a year. I know what you're talking about, though.
I
You're
love
on the floor and you
I
go
want
all
to
the
do
way
that.
back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to do that pose so badly. And one thing that I
Because
had
really,
gotten good
you
at
can
is the
do a
head to
lot.
knee.
I was about to say you can do that head to knee pose. I'm still
Yeah,
after
I like that one
5
too.
years. I still can't do that. But the point, folks, is Teresa, we can't get into the poses because folks may not know what exact poses are. We barely know. But the point is that when you go to yoga, I am telling you, it may feel hard at first, but if you listen to your body, it's like your body will send you a message after to say, like, ah, you care about me.
Yeah.
Because your body
Oh yeah.
starts responding to those relaxation
Yeah.
techniques, to you stretching. And it really is, yoga is a great way to calm your mind, to stop your mind from just running with all of the cares of the day. And people will say, well, you have to pay for yoga. I don't care what I have to do without. I don't care what I need to do, what changes, modifications I need to make in my budget, because you're talking about your health. And once I got it through my head that without my health, none of this other stuff matters, my health is the priority. So, and that's part of that. So, take it from me. Just don't be fooled into thinking that you may be where you may be one place with your health, and maybe something crops up to show you maybe you're not where you thought you were. It's okay. You receive the information and just think about what tweaks you can make, even in your diet and our lifestyle, to help us stay healthy, so that we can live well, and so that we can be there for others and enjoy life. So that's what we're talking about today. And this is always an area that Teresa really brings a lot of knowledge in. And I welcome that. And we encourage you to just stay engaged with us as we go on this health journey together. So that's,
Lou.
uh huh.
Uh yeah, I was just listening to you. You're anyway, I'll tell you afterwards. You're right, Lou. Let me pause. You're right, Lou. It's a matter of individual being, indiv- you need to do, each of us need to do what's best for our bodies, and we have to listen to our bodies, because it will tell you. It will tell you. And just stay focused and don't give up. Just don't give up. It's possible to be your healthiest self. You
Well,
just have to be intentional about it.
well, and you know what? And you're right. Not only will your body tell you in terms of physical exercise, I had some M&Ms the other day on the plane because for some reason I act like a child when I fly. It's like I take that as an off day. Anyway, no sooner than I started eating them, it was like my body was, I just felt almost heavy, deflated, like, what did I
Yeah.
just
Hmm.
put in my body? And just like yoga makes me feel like, I did something wonderful, my body immediately let me know, why did you do that? I mean, why did you put all that sugar in me? Now
Mm,
you're going to have to pay
mm,
because I felt off.
mm-hmm.
And it was a sizable amount. I'm just going to be honest and say that. So your body will let us know. And so it's not always easy to make the best choices, but we continue on and trying to get accurate information and make better choices so that we stay healthy. So,
Yeah, yeah, and when you do that, don't beat yourself up, because we're all human, we all do it. But let me give you a tip about how to make yourself feel better after you've done that.
okay.
Drink a lot of water. Just drink and flush it right on through your system,
Okay.
and then you
Okay.
will feel better.
Okay.
I'm
Thanks,
serious.
friend.
It
Thanks,
works.
friend, for that tip. And actually, I knew that, but did you miss the part where I said on the plane in a pandemic, don't want to use the public restrooms on the plane? There was no drinking any water for me that day. I just had to let that sugar sit.
Yeah. Once you got home,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it would have worked then too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Point
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
taken.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because yeah.
That's good, Teresa. I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
thought it was a lost cause. So, but folks,
No, that and green tea will stabilize your sugar as well after you
okay.
indulge.
That's good. That's good
Hmm.
information. So, folks,
Green tea
Teresa,
without sugar. Don't add sugar to the green tea.
okay,
Just
you
plain
had to
green
ruin
tea.
it for me, but okay. But folks, that's it for
Yeah.
us today. We just hope you'll stay healthy and do what you need to do. Listen to your body, like Teresa said. Everything's not for everybody. Figure out what works for you to stay
Hmm.
healthy. So we wish you well,
Hmm.
continued good health here at Earrings Off. Take good care.
Talk to you guys soon.